hang on my neck for a while. Just welcome everybody. Paul and I have been sitting in Congress for a couple of months how multi-Hindu, multi-Kawakawa can be proactive in this space. And we're saying that multi-Hindu will go back and multi-Kawakawa will go back, speak with the tribe, find a voice to speak to the tribe, and give the voice our opinion to bring back to the conference, which is how it was supposed to happen back in the day. And then we got colonized into people in all sorts of different strands. So the dream is that we come back with a cohesive program showing destination of Ngāti Kawakawa and how we would like to support the major group to achieve those goals. So we really do want each couple to go home and talk to their own couple, come up with a plan. If that's competing with AI and putting in MI, those sorts of programs we are looking at. Yeah? So for AI, they set the format and we all know how to break into their format and we can change it to MI. All people are like all that sort of programming, because that's what everybody's feeding on now. And if we can get a program up just like that, which is why I personally asked Shane if he would, Steve if he would come along, because he's very clever at how I choose his answers. and they won't blame me for it. But it is why we need our farmers to be a collective farmer, whether you be Chinese, Arabian, living in my office. I want to be able to talk to you and get you on board and utilize your skills so that mine will come and don't struggle the way you and I struggle. So those are some of the things that we have been looking at setting up in Ngāti Kawakawa. We want to make Ngāti Kawakawa a state, for want of a better word. And in that state, we are able to run our different programs so that our young people come to the bus. The details, Paul and I are working with those principles that are there. And we've written up a process of what Ngāti Kawakawa looks like on that little screenshot over there. So if you've got time later to have a look at those. Those are antique at the moment. They are from how long? 10 years ago to put that together. And so we're growing from those ideals using those principles that were set by our Kaimi and our Kaimātua Ngāti Kawakawa te whakatau. So there, the weekend gone past, we put the pathfinder there, the pathfinder holds the future awakening on his toki and on the Aiahu. And we also added 12 other codes on the different upwards that are involved in your activity. if there are any written parts that aren't right, then Steve, if it's all good, I do it. So yeah, that's a great opinion. My scribe, Steve, here with us today, making sure that when we write up the notes, we put it in proper English or part-time. So that's just where we are at the moment. Steve, proper thing. And I'm proper to Steve. So I think that's pretty much how we are wanting. If we are happy to go home, talk to one another, see where the visions are, and bring it back to our table, and discuss it with our table, and bring some evidence of your money, perhaps a board like that. So that is what Tohe 5 blocks that he owns. We call it the Mokotai 5 block. And my mates on the table when I get up, you bloody keep Tohe. But at the end of the day, the dream is there. We all benefit from those blocks. There are people out there that are using funds that come directly from those blocks. They go water from that block, say to me, use my water, what I paid into it. So they dig a hole in the ground and they sink it in, and they tell me to pay my sewage fees. No, it's my ground, but they're using it to ship it. It's my gun and they proving along the neighborhood. So there are availabilities there for you and I to draw from. That's why we have 2 groups in our group, one LORE and one LAW. The LAW deals with that other guns that's out there, and we deal with our internal guns. For the last 10 years, we've come together as a group, but not as a group. We come together trying to better one another, defeat one another, losing the purpose of coming together. So if we come together as a hapu, with a program to deliver, to move us forward, is more where the waka pushana was actually aimed at. We have quite bastardized the concept of the waka pushana. We got up there and slapped ourselves in the face and slapped my neighbor in the face. For what? Fuck, you're laughing at us. They can't even make a bread without fighting over it. Really, the dream is that we put aside our differences and look at how we can go together as a collective. Pretty much is all I wanted to promote today. There are a lot of stuff that we're doing within our hapu that once we get it to click, we start sharing that with the rest. At the moment, it's before discussions done. And I'll tell you, we're trying to get more of those to work together. Oh, more. You get it before and have start a war with the Koreans, you get more like that. So once the Tarawa settles down and becomes a unit, we hope to see great progress around the world. Nā reire e ahuraratia. E ni te mihi hoi ke koutou, e haru mai, te rāne, te roma hea te wōrota o koutou tane ki mōkutuna, ki mūia koutou. Tō ngātou kia mahi tahi, ke kotahi, ke haere tahi. Nā reira, raku rangatia e haki ngā ki tēnei rāna ki tapu Tuakana Pakiwana Tira Akohe, Kiri Raki e Puma Me Hakao, and Tahu, Akao, that you might want to make circle from Pamapapinua, indigenous planning going forward. The whole right to happen. Now they were put it in a hay way, the pathway, pathway for to get it. Now they were put it in a pathway, in a pathway, in a pathway.
I feel like that when we principal but I suppose the reason I put this up so that we can see who those 34 chiefs are on their document. And I had a look at the Tahu Tupuna. We don't have to kai koro na wena tupuna. Hariko. So we need to find those 34 descendants that come off the sovereignty. That's number one. Number two is you don't have to be, if you're not on there, get it right. Then kaya kata mo kata mo, kaya kata mo kata mo, you know who your father was. So how we've done it is that we have three. Tahiko Tamati Mahika, Tahiko te Kaubatu, Tahiko Tamati for Hati Te Taro, William Tamati Kaubatu, Hati Kai Koro Wahot. So they can have one speaker on the outside, not everybody jumping up and down. And this is where we come into the problem that we have. And everybody's jumping up in the area where they're doing laundry for us to see. And what we're saying is, hapu stuff stays with the hapu. We're not involved in your hapu. What we want is, how can we move forward together? So if you look at these photos that you got here at home, the Tahiko Kawiti, the Tahiko Mai. So when Kawiti died, his leadership fell onto Mai. And Mai set up, and these are the two boundaries he had set up. And one was the Paurua, Titiroki Raka, Magamanga, Titiroki Manaya, Titiroki Fatitiri, Titiroki Tutamo, Titiroki Te Raiorahi, Titiroki Hurami, and then became and then he set up what he called the Mokotai 5 blocks. Those 5 blocks went all the way up to Tottenham back. And we were only a happy. Right here, there's only a happy. It was only when the fishery deal came in that you had to be an iwi to claim your fish. So then the first thing they said to us was, you have to talk to the iwis around you. So we talked to Delgoni, Rawa, Rabuhi, Atikatu, so we talked to those families around us. 4 said, yeah, no problem. Rabuhi said, no. And yet we had to fight him. Atahi, tina tamatu ki te whawhai. Te amatu. We started to battle against each other. So we ended up and took it to court. And it came back, the crowd came back and said, there's only 200 that can become an iwi. One is Rogobawahi and Rati. Hari Matu, then we can sit at the table with Napoli to talk about the fish. Hari Matu to take on Napoli. Oh, hang on, before you even sit at my table. What's your population? So within 1 week we counted over 6,000 just in that 1 week. 6,000 registered. So that was all right. So I went back to the table and said, oh, hang on. Got your population now. What are you asking for? What's your quota? I said, well, what? You claim 120,000 people from the Papua. Well, we're going to take 80,000. Well, then how are you quota? They got bullied. They got very upset with us. I said, we got 38%, we're not greedy, we'll just take 88%, but we're ready to negotiate. And then all those negotiations come down to 6%. So, well, Then they said to us, oh, where does your takutai water start from? And I said, it starts from my boat, Mototai. And clear out that all the water that comes up Mototai Mountain fills up all those rivers. All those tunas are paid at the Kufari there, they go all up, right up those mountains. All the trout, the fish come up that river, all up this river here, all the way up those mountains. Tuna wata. I think they can. So, those are dumb guns stick at them, we've never got a time out of the fisheries. One time out of the fisheries. Put them at the Taki Atapu, halfway in the Atapu. I think for the pump, the Rapu, he came, they talked about the battling against the Kupapas, those who fought with the British. And they said, oh, you shouldn't do it to the Kafu Yatatu. I said, the Kafu Tatu e hui. E hui mātun me nā kupa. I got up and I said, never mind the hui. We've been huiing all the time. Hui. I said, never mind the hui. My head anyway. That's it, it's finished. Am I calling our people kupa? There's a reason behind the did that. And I talked about some of those reasons, how Atua, his daughter, and how the children, our one killed him, put him in the home, and then invited them over to come and have a cake. And then it's the journal, we went up for him. And so, we're just as bad as him. So we've got to stop that and get them as people. And I was saying, I'm talking about those who sided with the British. I'm not talking about the British, because as far as I go, I've got no time for them. So these are some of the things that, so what I'm saying is that we need to look at those three people that represent you on your class couple. It's the Kimanahikana, always stokes that fire all the time. When it's bleak out to Omarai, it's the first thing, hey, why aren't you here at the tama? So they're the ones that keeps the fire burning. And then you need your co-march to sit on the tama. And then they need someone to speak to you on the outside. That's all I'm asking. And all the morning, the 20 roads, you don't need to hear it. If you come to the white country, you don't need to hear all that stuff, because it's no else. My content. Linger in your voice, happen. My content, I can't take it to my content. But this is what's happening year after year after year at content. Because people are very lonely. And so once we get those that speak up, then we can have it like this. Content. So they represent it, they're happy. So this is one way out, they look where you are. And so we started this all many years ago when we started doing this. I even looked at our own state. We looked at our own city. And so mine was my tupuna. Because the name of my tupuna was Kutepene. Kutepene is how we had to teach your workers. That was his full name. He was the one who drove all those carvings up to Waitangi so they could sit there and hustle. And hurry up the top. It was them that took all those trees from out of Mokotan and carved them all in Mokotan and then brought them all up to here. And I said, that place was brought here to be a tourist attraction. It's a wānanga, it's a place for us to get the haiki te wānanga. Not in the back shop like us. We should be in that building. So that's one of those kaupapa that I want to talk about. And I think the other kaupapa is that that one about that we have that we have right down at the top. One of them at the high end, who's going up to meet with the group up at the Waitangi Trust. And so we can put the kaupapa, because I wasn't sure what the kaupapa was. And then you come out to make the kaupapa, you have the kaupapa. Because all I see the car in the field, they say it's diet, really strictly, it's no kind. So where am I now? Just to talk about that stuff, because we need to know who's going to go to that. And I have to team with Kiko can be. Or the type of one, I have to Kiko, so just to talk about that stuff to you. And I think it's on 22nd?
20th.
Huh?
20th. So Tuesday.
Oh, it looks like we've already got the following days. The government, e whakamātu te tū ki te puta mo whai te kōni rā o te whakāu, te pai e ka tātou mō, koho tai rito ka tātou hui. Kan huna tino ka hapa hopo tu ene kia koutou, kia tātou, te wānanga tēnei ka tātou pato. Nā kau mō mātu māo ko meka, Rachel came here policy, sorry. Was one of the things that I asked Steve, did you take the notes? And the notes means taking all the notes, so that we will take notes of this week.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, Steve?
I record it.
Did you count it? Okay. So it's okay, you're going to start with that in our course.
On your back.
Up where we are.
On the side.
The other side.
Just pass it. You thought you could come and this one.
This is why it's so important for us all to be here as hapu, members of different hapu. Because this is where I push the buttons with our mahenga basket, where we really don't understand exactly what that is. And it's coming here, listening and just seeing whether we can pick up things that we can move forward with as a hapu and join forces at the end of the day. It's the same as Ngāi Te Wake. We have our, like I said, we're moving forward with our hydrogen program. And that's a big one for our hapus. In every way of transport, in every way of mahi on the whenua. And these are things that we've got to come out and we've got to one and share with you exactly what that is. And I tell you what, the other thing is, it's ours. It's ours. You know, we're not having to rely on permission from the party to utilise any part of it. You know, it's ours. What we think we need to do with it and what we take it away. And that's what we do. I know it's a huge move because contained within that there is a paper making energy that is phenomenal. It really is. I would say, for example, it may not go down well with the government because it cuts across many things, comments in their field. But hey, that's all beside the point. If we see that we need it, hey, we make the decision we're going to use it, and that's how it is. Well, I'm looking forward to call it all with happy as a fail. So that we can, so that other happens know exactly where we are and what level we're on. And I'll tell you what about, I can see it up and running inside 3 months. And the other thing is, you know, what started, Ngāi Te Wake has a privilege of having business people who require the services of those who have firewood. So that's why we've started firewood. And all we do is our young ones cut firewood. That's all they're going to do. There's a young boy here, one of the fellows who leads the team. Hey, that's all he does is go out and cut firewood. And that sort of thing, it's a multi-million-dollar business. And it's not about money, but it's the old story of, hey, it's good to know you've got something when you need it rather than need it and not have it. And it's little things like that. And when we talk about Motukara, but we look at fallen forests. Goodness me. You know, why aren't we, trying to access into these places so that our teams can just go in and just chop firewood, Just chop firewood and we can pick them up on the trailers and trucks and bring them in.
But I'll tell you what the wonderful thing is that's come out of it, is we've had some of our own hapu who've come forward and gifted us huge logs for firewood. And like for example down at Kawakawa there's 30 odd logs lying there, which they cut down 6-7 years ago. And we got those to cut up for fire. We got logs behind the old pit and kite there. Shot them on the head, and they said yesterday, hey, go ahead and chop all those up, uncle. Rather than waste, they're just wasting line meat. They chop them up. But this is the thing. It's getting once our young ones get to know that there is something at the end of the line for them. They all want money, but they don't want to work for it. And that's sad. Because it's when we get our book like here, we get the odd one or two, we just say, no, we understand, uncle, we will have a go at it, and we'll look at the dividends at the end of the night. And these are things that we share with one another. These are the things we should share with